Hi, everyone. I'm Vincent Joe.
Hi, I'm Kathy Reed.
And I'm Allison Reed.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
Hi, I'm Grace.
We're from the Haydenettes.
I am Mark Henretti.
Ciao a tutti, siamo Rebecca Ghirardi
e Filippo Ambrosini
e vi diamo il benvenuto a
This Week in Skating.
Welcome to This Week in Skating, the weekly podcast bringing you the latest news from the world of figure skating. Here are your hosts, Daphne, Gina, and Matteo.
And we are back with another episode. This week, it's Matteo and I bringing you the news. And you may have gotten a little surprised last week when we dropped an interview with Lara Naki-Gutman. It was a ton of fun for us to get to chat with her. This week, we're going to be dropping another interview that's a little bit different, so stay tuned for Thursday.
You will not get bored with us, that's for sure.
Nope, definitely not. So we have a full agenda today, so we are just going to jump in. First, we have to talk about something that's been hitting hard across the skating world this week. A video surfaced showing a heated ice dance training session with who appears to be U.S. ice dancers and 2018 Olympic bronze medalists Maya and Alex Shibutani. In the video, the male partner proceeds to verbally berate his ice dance partner for over 10 minutes, using profanity, insults, and condescending language.
It should also be noted that this video is a carved out piece from a larger video that was approximately 45 minutes in length. Currently, there has been no confirmation or acknowledgement from either Maya, Alex, their agents, and or officials regarding this video or content.
We take this content very seriously, but we don't want to speculate at this point. We will discuss it in further detail in a future episode once confirmation and additional information is available or has been released. Stay tuned.
Moving on to other news, nominations for the US Figure Skating Hall of Fame class of 2026 are now being accepted, and the deadlines for submission is October 13th. They can be submitted online through the US Figure Skating website, and we're going to put a link to that in our show notes.
The 2022 U.S. Olympic figure skating team, Alexa Knierim, Brandon Frazier, Karen Chen, Nathan Chen, Vincent Zhou, Madison Chalk, Evan Bates, Madison Hubble, and Zachary Donahue, was awarded the Jack Kelly Fair Play Award for their commitment to sportsmanship and clean sport. The award was presented at this year's U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Assembly. During the Olympic Winter Games in 2022, U.S. figure skaters finished second in the team event behind Russia. After a Russian skater tested positive for a banned substance, no medals were awarded. When the Americans received their long-awaited gold medal during the Olympic Games in Paris in 2024, it was a triumph for Team USA and a victory for clean sport. The Jack Kelly Fair Play Award was established in 1985 to honor the late USOC President John B. Jack Kelly Jr. This award goes to an athlete, coach, or official in recognition of outstanding act of fair play and sportsmanship displayed during the past year.
The ISU Council meeting last week resulted in a number of announcements. First, the hosts for the 2026-2027 Junior Grand Prix Series were released, and they are Xi'an City in China, Riga in Latvia, Bangkok in Thailand, Ankara in Turkey, Batumi in Georgia, Ljubljana in Slovakia, and Gdansk in Poland. Next, the ISU announced that Olympic gold medalist Brendan Fraser was named to the ISU Single and Pair Skating Technical Committee, which is something that we like to find out, don't we? Because we love ex-skaters or current skaters being involved in that role, in those roles, and actually inputting directly from their experience to the ISU. In another appointment, Nathan Chen, Denis Vasiliev, and Eladi Blepald were named to the ISU Environmental Sustainability Working Group. They will contribute with their input to inspire environmental and social responsible practices throughout the skating community and in particular younger generations. Finally, the ISU will roll out a social media monitoring and moderation program that they tested at the 2025 World Championships. The program will offer athletes on a voluntary basis protection from online abuse or harassment through their personal social media accounts. The ISU will also monitor other accounts with the goal of identifying online abuse and offering support to victims of such abuse. Based on a detailed risk assessment, 30 to 40 athletes will benefit from real-time comment moderation with immediate removal of abusive content, while up to 80 athletes and accounts will be subject to twice daily monitoring.
The ISU has officially opened the doors of its new home of skating headquarters in Lausanne, Switzerland.
Anastasia Golubeva and Hector Giotopoulos Moore have withdrawn from Skate Canada International. They are now out of both their Grand Prix. The other one that they were assigned to was the Grand Prix of France.
Christy Yamaguchi has been named the 2025 recipient of the Stan Musial Lifetime Achievement Award for Sportsmanship. It recognizes iconic sports figures who exemplify sportsmanship and embody the class, dignity, generosity, excellence, civility, and integrity for which Stan the man was known. She will receive the award at a ceremony on November 22nd, which will be televised on CBS on December 28th. Well, that is all for the general skating news. It's time to head into event results and coverage, and we have a number of competitions that took place, starting with the Denis Ten Memorial Challenge that took place in Almaty, Kazakhstan. In the men's event, Mikhail Shadorov kicked off his season with a win in front of a home crowd. He won the event by more than 21 points. He opened his free skate with his signature triple axel Euler quad Salchow. He also had 3 other clean quads in the program. The only mistake was when he fell on the quad toe, which was downgraded. Cup of China is his next event, unless he pops up at another Challenger Series. Nika Ugadze took the silver medal. He had a clean free skate with 3 quads. This is his 4th straight medal at Denis Ten Memorial. He will compete next week at the Trilati Trophy before competing at Grand Prix de France. Jason Brown made his season debut, debuting his Riverdance short program. The Riverdance program has elements from his 2014 Riverdance free skate. Gina is hoping that there might be a different costume coming other than black, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. He also debuted his Say Something free skate. It comes as no surprise he had the highest PCS of the men's free skate. He finished 3rd. Jason is also competing at the Trilati Trophy this week. Si-Hyung Lee of Korea finished 4th. He will also be at Trilati. Interesting how a lot of these skaters are doing back-to-back.
Yeah.
Kudos to Team USA's Taira Shinohara for landing 3 clean triple axels in his senior international debut. He did do it domestically in 2023, but this is the first time he has done it internationally. Taira finished in 9th place.
Let's move on to the women's event. Hain-Lee improved on her skate at Kinoshita Group Cup to win the gold medal. She won the event by more than 22 points, and she will now compete also at Triathletic Trophy. Her teammate Ah Sun-yoon, who was in 4th place after the show program, had the second best free skate to claim the silver medal. She had a fall on the opening triple lutz, but the rest of the program was clean. She's also competing at Triathletic Trophy. Madeline Shizaz, who was second after the show program, took the bronze medal. Madeline had a case of too many double toes, as she did 2 double axel double toe combinations, so her second double toe was invalid. She also doubled her triple flip. She did have the second highest component score for her Butterfly Lovers Concerto free skate, which is the program she did at the end of last season, and it's probably a good program for her. Team USA's Josephine Lee, who was in 3rd place after the show program, had a number of under rotations in the free skate, causing her to drop to 4th overall. We also want to quickly cover the junior women and junior men result, and in the junior women, Kyung-hee Kim of Korea won the event, and in the junior men, Artur Smagulov of Kazakhstan won. The junior men event only had men from Kazakhstan competing there.
Well, in the dance event, the technical panel seemed to be quite strict once again, continuing the theme from the Andre Nepola competition the week before. Diana Davis and Gleb Smolkin captured the gold medal, their second at the Denis Ten Memorial. They showed a new softer side in their classical free dance, and even with a noticeable bobble on their serpentine step sequence, they won the event by 15 points. They will, like many others, be competing at Treletti Trophy this week. The USA's Una Engage-Brown won the silver medal, scoring a personal best in the rhythm dance. They were only fourth in the free dance due to low levels on their twizzles and rotational lift, but their Godfather program could be one of their best. Milarud Wrighton and Nikolai Mazharov won the bronze, earning a personal best in the free dance and finishing second in that portion of the events. This is their first Challenger Series medal, and this is also the first Challenger Series medal for Sweden in ice dance.
Now, let's move on to the Junior Grand Prix Solidarity Cup 2025, which was the one before last Junior Grand Prix. I cannot believe we're getting there already. This event had all the 4 categories, so let's start with men. Ted Barton did a cool demonstration during the men's short program broadcast. While Razvan Sionak skated, Ted called the elements and levels as the technical panel logs them, and he let us know if any elements were under review. Habin Choi of Korea and Taga Nishino of Japan, who were first and second in Varese a few weeks ago, swapped places in dance and both have now qualified for the final. Genrik Gartung of Germany won the bronze medal, which is his second of the season. He completed a quad lutz and a quad flip in his free skate. Caleb Farrington of the United States, who won bronze last week, finished 5th with 2 strong programs. His only mistake was a fall on his quad toe loop. He only found out he was going to Poland after his skates last week in Baku.
That is great. In the women's event, Yoo-Jae Kim of Korea won the gold and qualified for the final. She completed 8 triples in her free skate, including a triple axel. Slovakia's Alicia Lengalova won the silver medal, becoming the first woman from Slovakia to win a JGP medal. She was 8th at her first JGP event this season. Sophie Jolene Van Felten of the U.S. won the bronze, her second of the season. She landed 2 beautiful triple axels and a quad salchow in the free skate. She'll need to see if she has enough points to qualify for the final. Kaya Tiernan of the U.S. finished 7th in her JGP debut. Her mother is Mocha Kopak, who competed for Slovenia in the women's event at 3 Winter Olympics. I remember Motza. This is great. It's great that her daughter is skating and representing the U.S.
Now, talking about pairs, Xuanqi Zhang and Wenjiang Feng of China won the event and qualified for the Junior Grand Prix final. They previously won the silver medal in Riga. Jasmine Derochet and Kieran Thrasher of Canada won the silver and also qualified for the final. And this will be their 3rd trip to the final. They actually won bronze at the final the past 2 years. Yuxuan Chen and Yimbo Dong of China captured the bronze medal, moving up from 5th place after the short program. These placements secured their spot in the final. Naomi Williams and Lachlan Lewer of the United States were 3rd after the short and hoping to make the final, but they dropped to 5th after the free skate. They are now the first alternate for the final. Actually, they did some elements in both programs, and Ted seemed to be confused by that and also a bit surprised when the scores came up. So, it was an interesting one to witness, I suppose.
Yeah.
The 6 teams qualifying for the final are all from Canada or China. So they are Ava Kent and Jonathan Elizarov of Canada, Xuanqi Zhang and Wenjiang Feng of China, Rui Guo and Yiwen Zhang of China, Jasmine Derochet and Kieran Thrasher of Canada, Julia Quattrocchi and Etienne Lacasse of Canada, and Yuxuan Chen and Yimbo Dong of China. The top 3 alternates are all American: Williams and Lewer, Regan Moss and Jakub Galbari, and Sofia Jarmok and Luke Witowski.
You realize the JGP is ending and the Grand Prix is gearing up. The season is going very quickly.
Totally agree with that.
In the dance event, Irina Pagaina and Artem Koval of Ukraine won their 2nd gold of the season with season's best scores, and they punched their ticket to the final. I think out of all the teams that made the final last year, they're the only team left on the JGP that's competing this season. So it's not a surprise. They look fantastic so far this season. Layla Van and Alexander Brandeis of Canada won the silver medal and have also qualified for the final. Arianna Soldati and Nicholas Tagliabue of Italy won the bronze, their first JGP medal. And shout out to the USA's Grace and Luke Fisher, placing third in the free dance and fifth overall in their JGP debut. They are the 2025 US Novice Silver Medalists, and this is their first year competing at the junior level.
Right, there were so many competitions this week, so we want to talk about just a couple more and just quickly look at them. So the first one is the Trophée Métropole Nice Côte d'Azur. The men's category was won by Adam Xiao Fa. In the women's, Lea Serna won the event, and in dance, Natalie Tolshelova and Philip Tashler grabbed the gold medal. Also, another event that went on last week was Campionato Italiano, which is basically almost like a small Italian nationals. It was very interesting to see that. Daniel Grassel won the event in the men's category, followed by Matteo Rizzo finishing second and Nikolai Memola in third. And actually, there was quite a big gap points-wise between Daniel and the rest of the field. In the women's, Sarina Jus was the winner of the event, followed by Marina Pireda and Sarina's younger sister Naomi in third place. And in the pairs, Sara Conti and Nicola Maci and Rebecca Ghilardi and Filippo Ambrosini were listed to compete in the event, but appears that neither of them ended up competing there.
Well, the 2025 Texas Trophy, which is an NQS event for singles, Keegan Messing competed there and won the short program and the free skate. He scored 83 in the short program, but watered down much of his content in the free skate. He scored 148.07 in the free skate and finished with a score of 231.07. And at the 2025 Boston Open, which is NQS for singles and pairs, Brady Tennell competed in the women's event and scored 73.35 in the short program. She skated to Young and Beautiful by Lana Del Rey, which she previously used as an exhibition program. In the free skate, she scored 147.84, easily winning the event. And in the pairs event, Nathan Bartholomew competed in senior pairs with a new partner, Charlene Bailey, a former Canadian skater.
Actually, believe it or not, there were just a few more events, but you're going to find all the results to every event in our show notes.
Moving on to upcoming events for the week. Junior Grand Prix Abu Dhabi. I believe this is the first time the United Arab Emirates has ever hosted a Junior Grand Prix event ever in its history. Mm-hmm. This is the final Junior Grand Prix of the season. Competitors here are looking to lock in spots for the final. Those who are not competing here but are still in the top 6 and haven't locked in a spot will be sitting at home waiting to find out what the results are from this competition. In the men's event, Sena Takahashi of Japan, Grayson Long of Canada, and Denis Kruglev of Belgium will look to try to get a spot. In the women's event, Japan's Mao Shimada, as well as Yujin Yoon and Ji-hoo Hyu of Korea. And in the dance event, Hannah Maria Aboyan and Daniil Veselukin of the US, as well as France's Dania Mouadin and Theo Bijot, and Zoe Bianchi and Daniel Bazile of Italy.
Another event taking place this week is the 2025 Trialeti Trophy, which is a challenger event, and you might have heard us mentioning that event when we were reviewing some of the competitions from last week. So in the men, we're going to see Donovan Carrillo, Adam Agara, Kiriver Marsak, Alexandre Zelensko, Tomoki Hiwatashi, and Daniel Martinov. In the women's, Anastasia Kubanova, Rinka Watanabe, Star Andrews, Ava Marie Ziegler, and Laranaki Goodman was also meant to compete there, but she just pulled out of it. In the pairs, Karina Akarpova and Nikita Rachmaninin, Anastasia Metelkina and Luca Berulava, Minerva Fabian Haase and Nikita Volodin, Lucrezia Beccari and Matteo Gorize, Emily Chan and Spencer Ho, Ellie Kam and Danny Oshia, and Regan Moss and Jakub Galbave. And in the dance, Holly Harris and Jason Chan, Phoebe Becker and James Hernandez, Lucia de Mojo and Theo Lemercier, Selina Fragi and Jean-Hans Venot, and Yutana Yoshida and Masaya Morita.
The Blackburn trophy for solo dance. It's an international, will take place in Blackburn, Great Britain. The other competitions taking place this week are the ISU Adult Competition in Washington, D.C., Budapest Trophy, Tayside Trophy, Jelgava Cup, the World Figure and Fancy Skating Championships, as well as the New Zealand Figure Skating Championships. Moving on to online updates, it appears Alyssa Liu will be skating to Promise for her short program this season. A video posted to an official Loftley fan Instagram page shows Alyssa at Loftley's September 30th San Francisco concert wearing her short program dress and having her World Championship medal around her neck. And while chatting with Loftley during the concert, I've seen the video. It's kind of cute. And Alyssa says she thinks she's going to skate to Promise again this year, so we'll see. Alyssa was also crowned Best Dressed Guest at the show. We only have a couple of articles this week, so we're just going to go through them quickly.
There is a podcast interview we want to mention by the Iron Butterfly, and it's with Andrew Togashev.
And Valentina Plazas and Maximiliano Fernandez are back on the scene this season, and there are two different articles. One is part of the A to Z that series that Anything Gioese is doing, and the other is a Team USA article that's highlighting Hispanic Heritage Month.
Finally, there is a Golden Skate interview with Boulemo and Bouvard, which are the new era of Swiss pair skating.
You know that we like to end every episode by shining a lens on what's going on at our respective websites.
So starting with This Week in Skating, actually we need to share that we are in the process of finding a new vendor for our stores, so stay tuned. And remember, you can join our Patreon for access to ad-free episodes.
Over at IDC, I've got photos from the Denis Ten Memorial Challenge. I've got Matteo's great article on former British champion Louise Walden Edwards and her new children's book that she's released. I've got Anne's article on Fatima Gomez Sandoval and her being the first solo ice dancer from Mexico to compete at an international. This week, I will have photos from Trilati Trophy.
It had to come back once more, doesn't it?
Of course it did.
And lastly, Figure Skaters Online. We're doing that on Gina's behalf. So she has a new pairs team series with Alina Kerr and Sam Herbert, who are competing this week at Tayside Trophy, and a special photo gallery. So stay tuned to see what that is.
I know what that is. And I think listeners, I think you're going to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Intriguing.
Well, that was a rather full episode of This Week in Skating. Tune in next week as we bring you all the news that happens this week.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of This Week in Skating. Remember, you can keep up with us throughout the week by visiting our website at www.thisweekinskating.com. Connect with us on social media for additional updates. You can find us on Twitter at This Week in Skating without the E's, or Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at This Week in Skating. You got a burning question or feedback for Gina, Daphne, or Matteo? Reach out to us via social media or drop us an email at thisweekinskating@gmail.com. And if you're really enjoying the show and want to support us further, consider joining our Patreon community at patreon.com/thisweekinskating. Until next time, have a nice week.